a realistic life reset? We all have unlimited choices on how to live. It is very much possible to reset your life within 24 hours. All you need is just one day, and this is going to be a realistic life reset, yet effective. So if you have been feeling like you really want to get your life back on track, if you have been feeling all over the place, like you are in a rut, in a slump, however you want to call it, I hope this video will help you to have that good life reset that will just get you back on track, back on feeling motivated and productive. So without further ado, let's start with step number 1. I firmly believe that in order to have a good life reset, we need a clear palette. And what I mean by that is to have a clean space around you. I have mentioned in this channel multiple times that the way that my environment is affects my mood a lot. And if I want to feel organized, productive, get my life back on track, I really need to have my apartment on track as well. Organized, decluttered, clean. Otherwise, I cannot do anything else. I cannot move on to the next steps for my life reset, and I just basically feel very much chaotic in my head. So if you have anything to clean around your space, maybe you have to do some laundry, change your sheets, get rid of the dust, tidy up your kitchen, clean the floors. So if you have any chores like that, I definitely encourage you to get them out of the way first. Nothing beats a clean, calm environment. So let's begin with the cleaning. Let's start tidying around, and let's just quickly get all the chores that I gotta do out of the way. Let's do it.
It's only a dream. Nothing is really what it seems anyway. Now little by little, in the twilight's gentle flow, in the dance of fading light we grow. Get fooled by anyone so easily.
The amount of dust that the floor has right now is insane. I mean, I should have expected it because I open the windows all the time to let that nice spring breeze in, but the dust is insane.
I'm lost. I'm lost.
Alright, I am done with cleaning and I want to make a little coffee. Don't mind if I do. Also go ahead and make yourself a little coffee as well, or a tea. We're gonna need a little beverage for the next step. Also have only a little bit of coffee left, a little bit of espresso left. I normally don't really drink coffee here in my apartment, but this is very little coffee for my boyfriend, so I know that he's not going to make a coffee with so little espresso. So I will just make a little cup for myself, and he's currently drinking this coffee, which is filtered coffee by Jacobs. I don't know if this is an international brand or what it is. This is made in the Netherlands. So we'll use this up now, and I think I need to move this coffee in here so it will stay more fresh. I'm just going to use a little small mug. We don't want a big one. I think this one will do. As you can tell, I enjoy my coffee very weak. Also, this is going to be the perfect amount of caffeine because it is already 10 minutes to 4, so it is not that early. And I definitely don't need a huge amount of caffeine in my system. Is this coffee going to make me energized, or is this coffee going to give me anxiety? I think the latter. But there are some moments that I just don't want to drink tea. I want to drink a little coffee. So we'll make sure to also drink a glass of water with it, and I will be good. Also, I don't have a coffee machine. I just heat up my coffee in this little gas thingy, and then I use this little cup to filter it out. And to be honest, I have been watching YouTube for many years. I have never seen anybody else use this little gas thingy. That's what I mean, this one. I have never seen anybody else use it. Is it because I'm mostly watching people from the US or from Canada? Is that something that Europeans use? I am sure that not only Greek people use that, but I just never see anybody else make their coffee by heating up the water in that little gas. It will dry out. I swear my top is not dirty. Also, why is it so unbelievably hot today? Now that we have cleaned out our physical space, the next step that we're going to take is to clean out our digital space as well. So our phones, our laptops, you know how we gather all those pictures on our phones and all those unnecessary text messages, as well as on our laptops, all the emails, unnecessary files. We really do not want our digital space to be cluttered. It can be chaotic as it is, you know, emails, messages, notifications, all these things can make us feel very overstimulated. So I like to keep my digital space clutter-free and organized. I try to do that every few weeks when it comes to my phone. So for any pictures, text messages, I keep my phone pretty clean, let's say. And I also do the same for my laptop. I try to keep my files as organized as I can. I keep a lot of files on my laptop, but most of my files are in my hard drive, which I'm going to need. This is my hard drive, and this is very important for me, not only just for my channel, because, you know, I film all these videos and I have many files, but also for my clients' files as well. I always keep their files in my hard drive. So we'll have a quick look on my laptop, on my hard drive, and on my phone to see what else needs to be organized. I already know that it is not too bad, but still it does need a little bit of a tidy, let's say. And that will be your next step as well, to just sort out your digital space to make sure that it is clean and ready for you to use it efficiently. Okay, my digital space is nice and clean, both my laptop and my phone. That was also very quick. That's why I love doing that every couple of weeks, because when I have to actually organize my digital space, it is just way easier. And also when it comes to my digital space, I just feel exactly the same like I do with my physical space. I cannot have it cluttered and unorganized, otherwise it is stressing me out. So maybe that's also the reason why I keep it tidy, let's say, and I don't have like hundreds of pictures and emails on my phone and on my laptop. So let's move on to our next step. Do you remember the goals that we set for ourselves at the beginning of the year? Do you vaguely remember them? Well, it is about time that we do a goals check-in. I am a firm believer that in order for us to achieve any goals that we want, we should have that goal or these goals at the forefront of our minds. And if we don't check in with our goals, and if we don't review our goals, it is quite possible that we are going to forget half of them. And we don't want to do that. So I'm just going to have a quick goals check-in. I try to do that as often as I can. I don't look at my goals and I don't have this goal check-in every single day. I know that some people do advise us to do that, to check in with our goals daily, but it is just something that it is not realistic for me. I'm not going to check in with every single one of my goals every single day, but I like to do it every once in a while just to make sure that I am on top of my goals and that I'm still interested in all of the goals, because we grow, we change, and sometimes we feel like we might need to leave some goals goals behind, which is totally fine. So that is the next step. I have opened my Notion page with my 2024 goals, and I'm going to have a quick look at each and every one of my goals to make sure that I'm still working towards them and that I'm still interested in them. I will be honest, I'm not going to change, delete, or alter any goals right now. I'm going to do that when I will have my mid-year life reset. Also, let me know if you would like to watch a video like that. I remember I filmed one last year, a mid-year life reset. If you would like me to film one, I definitely will. But whether I film it or not, I will do a mid-year life reset. I will do it around the end of May or the beginning of June, somewhere around there. So once I do my mid-year life reset, I am definitely going to check in with my goals more in depth. I will change some of them, maybe delete some others, we will see. But for now, I will just have a quick look at my goals. Go ahead and have a quick look at your goals as well, just to make sure that we are on top of everything. And even if we are not, we're going to be very gracious and kind with ourselves. It is not a big deal. We are humans, life happens. We cannot always be on top of our goals, and we're definitely not going to feel disappointed if we are not on top of our goals. So let's do our goals check-in. Like now the fun steps are starting. Also, it is very windy today. You might be able to hear the wind. It is extremely windy. But as I said, the fun part is starting now. The fun part of the life reset. We're going to be focusing on some of our hobbies that don't require us to look at any screens. I know that we might love watching YouTube videos, movies, Netflix series. We might like scrolling on social media, even though we cannot really call that a hobby. But I feel like a life reset is not only about being productive and cleaning around, being organized. I feel like when we are resetting, we also want to reset our mental space. So a couple of hobbies that I have been focusing on that don't require me to look at any screens are playing the guitar and also, of course, reading. If you have been watching my videos, you know that I read a lot. So that is what I'm going to focus on for the next 1 hour to a couple of hours. I will play my guitar and I will also continue reading my book. I would really love to know your hobbies. I feel like finding out someone's hobbies is very interesting, and you also kind of learn more about them through their hobbies. I know that most people like to ask, what do you do for a living? What is your job? And that is how they feel like they get to know a person better. But I feel like for a lot of people, their jobs don't identify them. If I'm explaining it correctly, their hobbies is really something that ties closely to their character and to who they really are as a person. So I would love to know your hobbies. I do see some people commenting again and again, and I do feel like you guys are my friends. So I also want to get to know you even better. So I really want to hear about your hobbies and what you like to do in your free time. So for me, it has been, of course, reading, and lately it has been also playing the guitar again. I used to play the guitar as a teenager and as a child. I firstly started playing the guitar as a child, then I stopped for a few years and I was playing non-stop as a teenager. I have mentioned before in one video that I wanted to become a singer and a rock star when I was younger, but not in this life, I guess. Maybe in my next one. Or maybe I was a rock star in my previous one. I like to think like that sometimes, but sometimes I feel like we all have unlimited choices on how to live. And I feel like if I had made different choices at some point in my life, maybe today I would be a singer, a rock star. Maybe I would be an English teacher. Maybe I would still be a hotel receptionist. And sometimes I think that maybe in my previous life I was something else, and maybe in my next life I will be something else. But during life we have this specific amount of time and we cannot become everything, you know? We cannot become a teacher and a rock star and a lawyer and a dancer, a bus driver, or anything that someone wants to become. We only have a limited amount of time, so through our choices, that is how we end up living, and that is who we are becoming. So let's play some guitar, shall we? and it's time for the last step of our life reset, which is none other than doing a little bit of journaling. Also, I am pretty close to the camera because one of my neighbors is banging something. I don't know what, but I hope you cannot hear them. I'm trying to be as close to the microphone as I can. Why do I feel like this angle is kind of dark? Okay, I think that this is kind of better. So we are going to do some journaling, and we're going to specifically journal about a few things. The first thing that I will be writing down is the things that I am proud of doing. So that will be any healthy habits that I have been following, whatever I have been doing in my daily life that I am proud of doing it and I want to continue following that habit or doing that thing. The next thing that we are writing down are the habits that we want to quit. Then we're going to write down how our perfect morning routine looks like and how our perfect nighttime routine looks like. I feel like our morning routines and our night routines are very, very important, and they play such a huge role on our daily life in general. So we will write down our perfect morning routine and night routine, and we will try to follow them, even if that means that we will add one habit of that routine each week. We're not going to go all crazy and try to follow our perfect ideal morning routine all at once if this is something that will be very new for us, and if the habits we will include in our routines are not habits that we normally follow. We don't want to stress ourselves out and try to do a million steps and all of the habits all at once. And we will also do just a brain dump. We will write down all our thoughts, how we have been feeling lately, anything we want to let go of. So that is everything that I will be writing down today. And I feel like this is the perfect way to close off our life reset. Always remember that you don't need a complete, intense life reset to be productive, to be worthy, to be successful, but I do feel like it is important to take a few steps from time to time to just collect ourselves, collect our thoughts, and feel like we are more put together. Always remember to show yourself kindness, compassion, and grace. Don't ever beat yourself up if you're not productive 24/7, if you're not resetting every once in a while. Nobody does that. It is not realistic. So with that being said, let's start with our journaling.